Hi everybody, welcome to Mark's Backyard Birds. Ooh, look at that beautiful male Baltimore Oriole. Here is another at my bird bath. I just put together a montage of birds I've recorded in the backyard this spring. Just the diversity of color. Of course, the stars of the show are definitely the Baltimore Orioles. I got several visits by the Orioles to the bird bath, which of course illustrates how important water is to wild birds. He's going to be eating on our jelly and our oranges. Sometimes he'll drink the sugar water, but mainly it's the jelly in the early spring when they first get back. They need that energy fix, and so I hope they're nesting nearby. They appear to be flying over into a patch of woods nearby my house, and they continue to come well past, I think, their peak migration. So hopefully they're nesting nearby. But the males are just unmistakable, just stunningly beautiful. And yes, they're members of the blackbird family. They are related to the red-winged blackbirds that are coming, and the common grackle, brown-headed cowbirds. All of those are in the same group of birds known as Icteridae, or the blackbird family. They're just really pretty blackbirds. Now this guy has an interesting molt going on there. He hasn't quite filled in all the black on his head, so you can see some orange through there. This is another male that might be the same bird, just a different light on him, but you can see that interesting little yellow on the back of his head, so it hasn't completely molted in all the black. But when in full adult male plumage is striking and truly unmistakable in the wild bird world. They are right now. What is it? I think it's May 16th. I'm recording this today, 17th, and migration is well into an. Oh, here we have a female Baltimore Oriole at the feeder. You can see how. I mean, at the bird bath, you can see how much less colorful she is, and of course they don't want to draw attention like the males do, so she has to be more subdued, and hopefully they're building a nest over there as they fly off. Now the male rose-breasted grosbeak, another incredible splash of color. The males, we really had a great migration and feeding season for them here in the Kansas City area. We had several at one time. I know Ruth topped out at 12 in her yard at one time. So, and they'll eat anything a cardinal does. Yes, they are cousins to the cardinals. They're both grosbeaks. So they like sunflower, safflower, sunflower hearts, which this is the sizzling heat or squirrel away mix that is heat treated because the squirrels can get to this feeder and they will. So you can see he's an up close view of him and his beautiful plumage there, eating the squirrel away mix in that camera feeder there. So it's keeping him very happy, and you can see that the birds are not bothered by the hot seed. So they are passing through. They nest in our region, but not in like typically backyards. I mean, they like large tracts of timber. They nest in some of the bigger parks and patches of woods in our area here north. Much more common nesters up north. So most of these guys are passing through, and we're glad to have them for the little bit of time that we do as they pass through. And of course, the females, which I didn't capture on video, they don't look anything like the males. They look like a big sparrow, and I did an episode on that about spring's most confusing birds recently, if you haven't had a chance. Oh, and now this is a beautiful adult male goldfinch, American goldfinch. He may still be molting a little bit on the back of his head there, but they're pretty much through molting. And the females, of course, are much less brightly colored. Ruby-throated hummingbirds. This is a male that actually I shot this. This was captured back in the fall. But it has not been a great migration for hummingbirds here. We have not seen this many. So hopefully, there's a nice female Oriole eating on the jelly and chasing away the house sparrow there, standing her ground. You know, you can see she's enjoying that quick meal. There's another view of her. Just a beautiful bird, just not as bright and showy as the males. So. And there's her male counterpart, and to show you how brightly he is compared to her. And a red-bellied woodpecker who has really been eating on the mealworms I've been putting out for my bluebirds. And this is a male. They're red going all the way across the top of the head from the nape to the bill. The females is only is gray on top of the head or tan on top of the head. And the Eastern Bluebird. We had already pulled off a successful nest, and we've been feeding them mealworms, live mealworms during the nesting season, so that they have a little extra help to raise their babies. And they did fledge. I've already cleaned out the box, and I saw the female on the box again. And this was my surprise visitor feeding on seed this spring. This is a Swainson's thrush, which I have never documented. Swainson's thrush is eating bird seed. I hope you enjoyed the video. That is a montage of some beautiful birds that occur at your feeders this spring. I hope you've had some of those visiting your feeders this spring, or will have if you live further north. They're still on the way. If you would listen and below in the comments, let me know what I missed, what you're having that I didn't get in recorded. I know there's a variety in spring, and I did it did limit it to some of the showier birds, but you can attract them. Again, for the Baltimore Orioles in the spring, that jelly, that citrus and sugar water, the grosbeaks, it's the seed, sunflower, safflower, sunflower hearts, things like that, the same as your cardinals, goldfinches, sunflower chips, Niger seed, and they will be attracted to those smaller seeds like that. And boy, that the Swainson's thrush really surprised me, and he was eating Nutrisaf of all things, which is usually dominated by all the house finches and the mourning doves on that feeder. But he came for at least a week in a row and eating on that. So you never know what's going to show up your feeders. You put up a feeder station, don't forget the water. It is the most important thing you can provide for birds. So hey, if you like the program, give us a like, give us a share, send in ideas for future programs. Until the next time, let's talk birds.